I get it. You need money and you need it now. You don't need another course or some guru telling you how to do something while they have 20 team members behind them. You need something practical that you can do starting today. I'm Arlan, and I have gone from being homeless to building a $1.2 million a year info and consulting business in just a few years. And I've taught thousands of entrepreneurs how to do the same, how to get their first sales, because it all starts with the first. If you can do it once, you can do it multiple times. So I'm going to show you in this video my 5-step get money now framework. I'm going to tell you step by step how to do it. And my new book is called Arlan's Authority Playbook. If you haven't seen this is my 4th book on the topic of entrepreneurship. This one is stacked with information, so make sure you get it in the link below. And I'm pulling from this book to show you exactly how to make money. If you're ready, say in the comments right now, I'm ready to make my first sale, or I'm ready to get started. Let me know in the comments. Make sure you are subscribed. When you subscribe to my channel, what it does is sends a signal to YouTube that says this video is good, and it puts it in front of more people. And I want as many people as possible to see this video. So if you wouldn't mind doing me a favor as part of an experiment and hitting the subscribe button and leaving a comment. Okay, here we go. So we're going to go through 3 major parts and 5 steps. And the first part is about your offer. Because if you don't know what to sell, then none of this other stuff will help you. And so I'm going to teach you how to do this. Now, I teach you more in depth how to create your offer, what exactly to sell, all those pieces, and all of my curriculum. So this is going to get you started, though. It may give you something that you haven't thought about yet. You're going to start with something at the very beginning to get your 5,000. You're going to start with something small that you can build today instead of waiting forever. And this can come in a couple of forms. One form is something that costs $27 and is considered a win in a box. And I'm being very specific about the amount. Okay? If your bank account does not look the way you want it to look, listen to me, because I made $200,000 last month. And in the middle of this month, I'm on track to do the same. So I kind of know what I'm talking about, right? Okay, so $27. I won't go into why that number is, has been tried and true, but it works. It's a number that is small enough for an impulse buy, but it still has skin in the game because you have to make a decision. And with this product, you're going to solve one small specific pain point for someone. You're going to solve a problem for them easily. You're going to give them a quick win, but not a full course of how to do everything in life. It's going to make them feel like they have a quick win. They know how to do something they didn't know how to do before. And it's going to give them the confidence and the trust in you to keep coming back for more. So you're going to have the process, the 3 Ps, okay? You're going to have process, parts, and proof. So you're going to have simple steps. This can be a small, like a mini course, MINI course. It could be some prompts that you have that do it for you. Basically, you take these AI sentences and instructions and you give it to the person for $27. They copy it, they paste it into a chat GPT or a Claude or a Lovable, all these AI platforms that we're using now, and they get a result from it. And I actually have something called Prompt Shop in a Box, and it gives you, for $99, it gives you all these prompts, like hundreds of prompts, and then it gives you an unlimited prompt maker. So you can have all these prompts, maybe 10 or 20 or even more, in a bundle that costs $27 that you resell some of mine, or you create your own with my tool that helps you make that. That's just one example. It could be a course that you film. Let's say you film on your laptop or on your phone, landscape. You film a 30-minute course and you just go to ChatGPT and you say, I want to make a course about this topic. What should the outline be? And you film it, and then you cut it into 5 to 10-minute clips, and you put 3 to 6 clips up on the sales page, which we'll talk about in a moment. And that is what you can actually sell as this $27 offer. You could also sell Some PDFs, you could sell something you build in Lovable that's like a tracker or some sort of Canva template. I've seen people make a lot of money from selling things that are like templates or designs that you just plug and play, they copy it, and then they put their own spin to it. Because what you're selling is convenience and you're selling a quick win. So speed and convenience with this $27 offer. And the way you get there is you think about something that you have recently, like in the last couple of years, you have done for yourself, you figured out for yourself. And it's something you say, okay, what did I need in order for that to happen? And you think through it. I mean, you can do all sorts of exercises. That's why I'm having my 5 day, your first 5K challenge that's coming up. I'm celebrating 1 year with my Your First 5K membership. We have more than 25,000 entrepreneurs just like you who are just getting started. They want to make their first 5K, and we've been around for a year now, and I'm so, so proud of that. So to celebrate, I'm doing a 5 day Your First 5K challenge. I'll put the link to it below. Guess what? It's just $1. So I wanted to celebrate 1 year by charging $1 when I normally charge 99 or more for this. So if you want any more details, like, okay, exactly how do I get the offer, then you go to that on the first 2 days. We'll talk about that. Okay, so then there's the next part, which is like you're selling a few of those, and I'll tell you exactly how to sell it, like where to put it, and also how to get customers. So don't worry. Then you're going to go to this next level that's going to cost more per item. So this is going to be more like 99 to 199. 197 is a really good price point, and 99 is a really good price point. Those have worked really well for me and for others in the past. And this is going to be now on to the show. So the first thing I told you was something I called the teach, show, do framework. And that was where you teach someone or you give them something small to go for. This is now the show. And this is where things can get a little fun, and at least for me, which is you could sell phone calls. So you could sell a Zoom call or a Google Meets call or an actual phone call with someone for 99 to $197 where you walk them through some sort of pain point and you give them some sort of solution. And that can come from what you just sold the prompts on or you sold the mini course on. It's just that people pay more if they have one-on-one hand holding. So you could sell that, or you could sell a larger course that was more in depth, that came with prompts. Like when you do a course, you want to make sure it has something else with it. Does it have like a live component, or does it have AI prompts and instructions that can help them? Does it have templates? You want to combine things, think bundles. So for you, one really interesting thing you could do that works for me all the time is you could have, let's say you have a $99 call, and that $99 call is 30 to 45 minutes, and you set that. You have the call, you listen for 70% of the time. You don't even have to talk most of the time. It's just you listening to the pain points and then offering some sort of guide. And if you're nervous about being on the call and you're like, I don't know if I can come up with an idea that quickly, two things. One is make sure the calls are about something you do know. Make sure it's about something that maybe there are only two or three real answers to it, and you're just listening to know the signals to answer to help. And if it's not going to work that way, if you're still too nervous, then set it up where you're having the call. The call is a brainstorming onboarding call. And then you tell them, I'm going to give you the results in 3 days or a week from now or in 24 hours. And then you go back and you take the call, you take the notes from it, you rewatch it, maybe even do a transcript into AI, and you get the solution afterwards. So you don't have to be put on the spot if that's not your jam. But in any case, that is worth $99 to $199 for most people, especially if it comes with some sort of PDF what I do is I do a playbook. So I'll do a one-on-one call. My calls are more like $1,000, $2,000 each, but I'll do a one-on-one call with someone for 30 to 45 minutes, and then I'll send them a playbook that is like 3 to 6 pages long that tells them, okay, we talked about all this. I told you a lot of this, but this is like the next 30 days, the next 60 days, this is what you do. And that works really well because it's so helpful and it's so customized, but you also can do it. So as long as you put in the time, You can actually stack that up. Imagine you do five of those a week and you charge 197. That's $1,000 for the week. It's pretty incredible. Like you can make a full day's worth of like, let's say you make, I don't know, $18, $20 an hour at your job right now, and you do one of these or two of these a day, you're already making as much or more than what you make at work. And you can do it on the weekend. You can do it on off hours, right? And you can set up your life, in a way that you want to. So it's just like positives all around. And then the third level, the third tier of an offer is the 997 or the 999 or something or $1,000 done for you. So you want someone may want to have you teach them how to do something. They may even want you to show them how to do it on these one-on-one calls or in these playbooks. But a lot of people, especially people who have more money than they have time, they want you to just do it for them. So you could teach somebody how to build a website on Lovable with a mini course. You could give them prompts to build a site on Lovable with that first tier. Or you could show them, get on a call with them for an hour, walk them through, and by the end of the hour, they have completed it. Or you could even do that one-to-many where you have a workshop that costs $99 and six people come to it, and you show them, and by the end of the workshop, everybody has a website. That's the show. Or the one I'm talking about now is the do it for you. Hey, that sounds great. I love that you can do this in Lovable. Cool. I don't have time. Can you just do it for me? I'll pay you $1,000. I'll pay you $500. I'll pay you $1,000. This happens all the time inside of Your First 5K, my membership, because I've taught people how to do this for free over and over and over again. I teach them for free. They go and do it, and they charge $300, $500, even $1,000 per website. And that's just one example of that type of offer. So that's what you want to do. You want to have that teach, show, do different options, and you're going to start to mix them up. So you could make $5,000 where you just sell a bunch of $27 things if you can get some volume. But what's normally going to happen is that you're going to do a little bit of all three, and it's going to keep evolving. You may have one or two or even three going at the same time, and you meet people where they are. And then eventually, you don't have to do any of this forever. Eventually, you're going to find the one that you actually like doing. You may find that, oh, I love doing these calls. It's really, really fulfilling. I want to do these calls. I only have to do, 6 a week, and I have my 5K month, right? Or you may find I love the done for you. I don't have to do a lot interaction. I just make it on my own time. I deliver it in 7 days. I'm just making up numbers, but you see what I mean? And I only have to do 5 of these per month. How cool is that? And you might some people, what they do is they're like, I just want the first one. I just want to charge $27. Maybe I have an upsell that costs $99. So my average cart value is like $50. I sell 100 of those a month because I have a system, and I like to set it and forget it. But the only way you're going to find out which one you prefer or which one works best for you is by doing them all and testing out what they might be. Okay? So that's the offer. The second part of this 3-part series and the 5 steps is sales. So I'm going to tell you how to get traffic in a moment, but what I want you to understand is that you need a place for people to buy stuff from you. So what I highly recommend is Stan Store. I just interviewed the CEO of Stan Store in person at my live event. It's called Your First Million, where we're talking about Your First 5K. This one's called Your First Million Live. We just had it. There are replays happening inside of Your First 5K. So if you want to go in there and check out when those are going to come up, it's awesome. But I just interviewed John, and he is so stoked for the future. They've helped their clients and their customers make more than $500 million. I personally have made more than $600,000 in less than a year using Stan. So I just love it. And I always try to tell people it's so simple. Like I try to make all these fancy funnels, and I have all these things, and I've learned about funnels over the years. I make more than $1 million a year. So you can imagine that I know a few ways to make money. And I always go back to Stan when it comes to like digital products and one-off things. It's just simple. It's just simple. So you want to get Stan. Now, I was talking to you about Prompt Shop in a Box earlier. There's also another product I have called Stan OS, so Stan Operating System. And that is $99 on its own. And it gives you it helps you build your Stan store. So it just gives you everything you need. I have hours of training, and I also have all of the AI tools you need to build out a stand store. If you're interested in that. Now, you might be saying, oh, I have to get Prompt Shop and I have to get Stan OS and maybe there's something else. Guess what? I have this bundle called 360 Pass where you get all of it. And right now it's on sale. It's normally $360, which is a steal because you get so much, but it's now $250 for a limited time. So hopefully it's still that when you see this. If it's 360 when you see this, by the way, still get it because it's really worth it. But I'll put the link in the description below for you. And you can get all these things. You don't have to use them all, right? You don't have to use them all at the same time. You just have them at your disposal as you're learning this and implementing. Okay, so sales, you can have a stand store. What if you don't want to pay for a stand store every month? It's like 20, $30. What if you don't want to do that? Get a PayPal account, get a Stripe, get I would recommend PayPal or Stripe or Stan, okay? Because even if you do, like, you can do Cash App or Venmo or Zelle or cash in hand, but when you do that, they don't keep track as much as they should of the taxes and all the things that you're going to need at the end of the year. And you don't want that. And not just at the end of the year, but every transaction. So if you get PayPal and or Stripe, or you connect your stand store to either, then as you make transactions, they take care of all the tax stuff in the background. And so I just really highly recommend that because you don't want to get into a place where you're just like, am I doing this right? You know, for my country, for my specific region, you know, they handle it for you. So then you're going to have, there's a couple of ways that you can sell. So when we talk about traffic in just a moment, I'm going to tell you like where to find the customers. But before that, I want to tell you where they're coming to, because usually people go right to traffic. And if you think about traffic too much, you're like, oh, I'm going to get all these people to see it. But if they don't have a good place to go, the traffic doesn't matter. So there are a couple of ways that you can sell. Okay. So one way is that you can get people into DMs, like direct messages on Instagram, on LinkedIn. You can do text messages. We'll talk about that in a moment, the text messages. But you can have one-on-one conversations, or you can get them on a phone call. So if you get them on a Zoom call, whether it's like usually a really great way of doing this is get them on a free call to help walk them through something. So let's say, for instance, that you sell the $27 kit of some type. And you also say, hey, for anybody who buys it, hey, do you want to get on a call so I can walk you through the kit? Now you may be thinking, well, that doesn't, like, they paid $27. Why would I get on a call with them? Well, some of those calls, you're going to hear from that person that you actually could help them even more. And they may need the one-on-one support, or they may need done for you, but you would have never known if you didn't get on that call to ask them. Now, of course, you could email them, you could do surveys, but usually like a one-on-one call, because it's a conversation, is like the shortest gap between a yes and a no, right? Like it's just like going from scratch to a yes. It's like just have a conversation, just ask somebody. But what if you're like, I don't want to be on calls with people. I don't even want to DM people because it's just like nerve-wracking. Well, you can do this instead, what I'm going to tell you next, or you can do this in addition to. Before I tell you this faceless way to sell, now it's not faceless 100%, but it's a faceless way for you to not have to get on calls. I want to make sure you are subscribed below. And I'm going to do a code word. The code word is purple. Purple is my favorite color. That's why I have my book, you know, all of this. Purple is the code word that tells me that you've made it to this part. Okay, so the way that you do this, that you do the sales part, not the traffic part, the sales part, without having to get on calls. Again, you can do this in addition to calls, or you can do this instead of calls, is that you create what is called a VSL, which is a video sales letter. All a video sales letter is a, let's call it a 5 to 60 minute video of you. And you could, I would suggest that you're on camera, but if you don't want to be, you could just kind of share your screen and talk it through. Totally okay to demo what you're doing. And you walk people through what the product is. So if it's that $27 kit or prompt pack or mini course, you have a video on your sales page, on your stand, embed. You can embed this on stand or you can put it somewhere else. And that video does the selling for you. That video should be created with the intention of you not having to have a separate conversation with them for that particular item. You could also have a VSL for something that costs more for the calls. Like you could have a VSL, like I could do a 20-minute video that explains why it's a good idea to get on a call with me. I could also do a 20-minute or a 5-minute or a 60-minute video that explains why it's a good idea for me to just do this for you. Like I could teach you all this. I'm going to give you an example. I could teach you all of this, but would you rather just have it all figured out for you, like a 24/7 coach? Well, I have a 24/7 coach that is trained on everything that I know how to do and all the information I have and all of my consulting, all four of my books. It's called Authority X Pro. And right now, it is half the price it will be normally because we're in launch mode. So go to the description below and pick up Authority X Pro. You can even get it on a monthly basis so you can give it a test run. Now, that was me giving you an example because I'm back now, giving you an example, but that's actually true. So that's what you could do. Like you would have a video, I could have a 10-minute video where I explain the problem. This is the pain you're probably in. This is the solution to get out of that pain. But if you want it actually 24/7 hand holding, this is the solution I have for you. And it's on the higher ticket side, right? So that's what you could do with this video sales letter. Video sales letters, either by themselves or in conjunction with, hey, I also jump on calls with people, have helped me make at least $1 million over the past 3 years because they do the selling for you. Now, here is where we're going to get into traffic. How do you get people to see what you have to offer? And this is a really interesting play because you can actually take that video sales letter and not only have it on your landing page, but you could also have it on YouTube. You could also have it on LinkedIn. And this is a little bit more advanced, so I won't get too far into it. Come to the 5-day challenge if you want me to really explain this to you. Again, all of these links are below. Or grab Authority X Pro and ask it about this, the VSL as a YouTube video, and it'll tell you before I can. Okay, so where are your customers coming from? Let me know in the comments if you have trouble finding clients, whether you've not made a penny online or you've already made thousands online. Let me know in the comments so I can know kind of where everybody stands. If you've had trouble figuring out where do I actually find people who I can sell to. And you want to, like, there's some tried and true things. I want to make sure that we do this like with integrity, okay? Because you could go into all these different memberships and start doing value posts and they just really annoy me. I even have like a no value post term on my membership because it's like it's basically authority hijacking. Like you're just saying, okay, somebody has a membership. I'm going to go in and I'm going to be smarter than they are so I can get people to pay attention to me. You don't really want to do that. It is one way though. You can go and look at people's YouTube comments. You could see where people are having trouble, Reddit, Facebook, etc. And you could reach out to them. It's not my favorite version, but a lot of gurus will tell you that's what to do. I think what's a little bit better is a couple things. One is your warm leads. Everybody has somebody out there who has asked them for help or who knows them. And while not everybody could sell to their friends and family or somebody they know, there's a list that you have. So what I want you to do is I want you to go into your phone right now. You can pause this video if you need to and just look for like 3 people who could use what you have to offer. Not that they would buy it from you, but could they use it? Is it something that you think they might be interested in? I think if you can find 3, you can find 5. And if you can find 5, you can find 20. And what you would do is you would send them a message and you would say, hey, I have this. And then you like link them to your stand store for that $27 thing or to book a call with you or etc. And you say, I have this, I want you to take a look at it and tell me what you think. Or you could say, hey, I have this. Is this something that seems like it would be interesting to you? Or you could say, hey, I have this. Is this something that would be interesting to anyone you know? That one's kind of that hack. Because when you say it like that, it takes the pressure off of them to have to be like, oh, let me check it out. And they may not ghost you. You know what I mean? They may respond and say, oh, yeah, I know somebody who might be. I'll pass it around or something like that. But it just takes that pressure off of it being a sale to somebody that you know. But that warm network to me is better than a cold network. Another thing you could do is you could collaborate. So this is where it's going to get really fun for me because I rarely hear people talk about this when I watch the videos about how to make money. I don't hear this often. But one thing you could do, let me say it another way. I don't hear it often, but I see them do it often. So they're not sharing it. You know, they're not sharing the secret. What you could do is you find someone who has an audience, and it can be a small audience. It's a borrowed audience, okay? And you reach out to them. And here's the key. You're not going to reach out to just one person because one person may not see it. They may not care about you. They may not know you. They may not, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's one person, you don't have good odds. But send it to 10, 20, 50 people if you really want this. Do you really want this? If you do, then you send it to more people, okay? And you say to them, I have this offer. I would love to get it in front of your audience. Can we do a joint Zoom? Or can I write an email that you send out? And how you position this is you say, look, I have an affiliate link. And you can use this affiliate link or you can sign up and get the affiliate link and you'll get 40%. I would recommend 40% and not 50% because 50% means you get less than 50% because you're paying the fees usually and you're paying for the delivery in some way. Now, if it's one-on-one calls, be very careful about the percentage that you give. And usually those are harder to sell anyway with the collaboration. So I would do that $27 thing or that done for you service and think about what you're willing to give up and do the unit economics of, okay, does it make sense if I were to get 10 sales of the done for you, how long does it take me to do it? Does it make sense to give up this amount for that? Usually it does. Because another way of getting traffic that I was going to tell you about is actually paying for ads. If you pay for ads, you probably are going to pay 20, 30, 40, 50% to get the person to buy. So it's not an easy thing to do. It takes skill, but it's something you could do. If you want, this is something that's very contrarian to most people would tell what they would tell you. But if you want, you can actually go on Instagram and boost one of your posts. Now, look, if you are an ads person, you're like screaming at me right now. I know. I am not saying to do this as a method forever. What I'm saying is, I have seen that, let's say I put up a video or a static image and it's directly about the product. I can try boosting it and linking it to the checkout page or linking it to my VSL. And I would try, and I've done this in the past where like I put $50 behind it, $50 budget for the day or $100 budget over 3 days. And I just kind of see how it does. I let Meta do its job on Instagram. And sometimes it makes more money than I spent. And sometimes it doesn't. So this is what I'm saying to people who have no background in doing ads. You don't want to really learn how to do complicated ads right now, even though it's getting easier and easier to do. You just don't want to. You just want to like have it like just to dabble and see, okay, if I put up this and I have the right kind of messaging, will people go to that page? Will 10 people go to it and one buys and it costs me $10 to get a $27 sale? If it costs you $10 to get a $27 sale and a boost, I keep doing it. And take that same 40% and go back to, hey, if I'm spending that kind of money on ads, might as well spend that on an affiliate or a partnership. Okay? Because some people will do partnerships without you giving them money, but very few will if you don't know them already. But people sleep on that. And that was two different methods, by the way. I hope you caught that. One was collaborate and one was like paid ads. Then there's another way that's my favorite way, which is what you're seeing right now, which is YouTube. Create your digital billboard. Put that VSL on YouTube or put another version of it. You go into ChatGPT or you go into Authority X Pro, my product, and you say, tell me the 10 steps to doing XYZ, whatever your product is about, or whatever your niche or your topic is about. Tell me the 10 steps of doing that. It's going to tell you 10 steps. Awesome. That's 10 videos you can make. But here's where things get more interesting. Go back to the very first step or the second step or any step in there and copy it and then say, okay, now tell me the 10 steps of doing this part. And it'll give you 10 more steps. So you now have 110 video ideas if you do that for all of them. You don't do all 110 videos. You pick and choose what's interesting. And then that's the beginning of, okay, now I'm going to make a video about that. And you do bullet point notes and you just talk about it. YouTube is not an overnight thing. And we're talking about making money now. So it's not the thing that's going to make you money fast, but it will make you money if you do it a certain way. It could, and I won't give you any guarantees because I cannot give you guarantees on this site, on YouTube, but it could help you make money for the long term. It is building an asset one video at a time. It's appreciating rather than depreciating, which is absolutely phenomenal. Okay. So you can use the digital billboard that is content as a way to bring people in. Another way is to have calls with people or give people the product for free, like 3 to 10 of them for free, in order to get testimonials in exchange. And when you get testimonials in exchange, those testimonials themselves will start to sell for you. So if you imagine going to a website and it was just like the person telling you this is awesome. Cool, that might work. But if you go to a website and you see 20 or 50 testimonials from people, video testimonials, written testimonials, all kinds of things, then you start to really believe it. You're like, whoa, this helped someone and they seem like me. They seem like they have my same pain point that I have right now and they just got theirs solved. This is why I do this. Like I'll show you right now. I do this on Authority X Pro. Let's see, I'm going to get it for you. I'll do this on Authority X Pro because there's, I could just tell you about it, which I have been doing, or I could show you. So this is the sales page. The second thing you see on the sales page is 5 people saying how much they love it, how it's worked for them in a 15-minute video. That's essentially my VSL without me being the person talking. And then I go into several more. Here's another one. Daisy made 2,000 in 24 hours. She's gone on to make 6,000 in 7 days. But she sent me a text, as did our coach, Colin Yearwood, about Daisy. So I put that on there. Chan Lee, she got her full cohort in 48 days, $500 seats full because she used Authority X Pro. So you go to this site and you just see me say it like up here. That's compelling because I'm good at this type of thing. But seeing it from other people is definitely another thing. Look, the result, one sale came in last night. The final spot was filled just hours ago. My 3rd cohort is now full. This happened over a 4-day period. And I then have multiple others, and then I have others, and I have others, and I have others. And I will continue to add these testimonials as they come in every day if I need to, because testimonials sell for you. Now, another thing you could do that I don't hear a lot of people talking about, but this one is super cool. Okay, so let's say your thing is about wellness for women over 40 and a certain vegan thing that you do. I'm just making it up just based on, like, it could be anything, okay? Well, if you go to Google and you type in wellness for women over 40 newsletter, it's going to bring up a bunch of newsletters. So you go and you find a newsletter that reaches 10,000 people, 4,000, 2,000. People will say how many people they reach. They're proud of that. And you see in their newsletter, do they have where I could buy space here? Usually it's like $100, 150, $300 to have placement. Sometimes you have to do more than one to get in, depending on how popular it is. So you're not going to go to ones that cost thousands of dollars before you even tested it out, but you just start small. It's kind of like the borrowing and doing the affiliate, but this one's more like, I'm just going to pay you and then I'm going to get guaranteed to get into your newsletter. You probably right this moment, I think I saw a study that said like the average American has more than 20 email newsletter subscriptions. I have hundreds, and you probably have at least five in your inbox right now that happen each week that are from people who are talking about something similar to what you want to talk about. You could place an ad. You place an ad. I did this with a really awesome group. Um, the Exodus Summit. So they're a group of Black women who help other women of color leave the US if they want to have a different kind of quality of life, okay? For the adventurer. And their audience, I already know, I've spoken at their conferences. I know their audience is really my ideal audience. I love talking to them about making money. So I paid to be a featured newsletter of theirs. And it brought in so many people into my free membership. And it wasn't even like buy something now. It was just like come into my free membership. I think a few hundred people came in. And over time, I can nurture them. I can talk to them. And the ones who want to stay, stay. And the ones who want to upgrade and get the 360 pass or get Authority X Pro, they do. So it's fun. It's like you could pay for ads, or you could get a little creative and pay affiliates and pay like for partnerships and pay for newsletters. And then also there's this big thing of just your customer as an affiliate. This is what I've done recently is let me sign in to Authority X Pro and I'll show you right now what happens when you sign in. So when you become a customer of Authority X Pro, you see this, hold on. You see this when you first sign in. Hold on a second. Okay, so you see, oh my gosh. You see this strip across the top, and it says the affiliate program is live. Earn 40% recurring commission for every Authority X Pro customer you refer. Because I didn't start this way. I just started Authority X Pro. I launched it 10 days ago, and it already is just taking off. It's incredible. It has more than 100 customers that are paying, a large amount, and it's just awesome. Okay. The results have just been mind blowing. That's why I have those testimonials. So I said, okay, well, what do I teach? Well, one of the things I teach is affiliates. You could have affiliates as one of your ways for getting traffic. So I set up an affiliate program where you go in, you click on this. If you are a customer, you go in, you get a customized link, and you get to track how many people clicked on that link, and then you get to track conversions, and then you get paid for 40% of what you bring in, whether it's monthly or annual, and you get paid on a recurring basis. When people see that, who have used your product that they love, they're like, oh, like I would say 1 in 10 of them may say, oh, I want to make money from selling, like telling people, referring them to this. Then you have like an army of people who are helping you promote, and you didn't have to do the sales yourself. So you have all these different ways to get the traffic. You have all these different ways to come up with the offer, and you have all these different ways to take payments. Now, the question is, what are you going to do about it? Let me tell you a couple of things that I think your next steps could be, okay? Some are free, some are paid. One is like, let's say you have no money, or you're just scared, or you're just like, I don't know you yet well enough to pay you. Just go into your first 5K membership. It is a free membership that has more than 25,000 members already. And we are celebrating our 1 year anniversary right now. And it is free. The moment you get in, you will understand why it's so special. You get curriculum in the classroom that people would normally charge thousands for. And I'm not being hyperbolic. You get a community of people who want to see you win, who are showing their own wins, who are showing their struggles. Everybody's working together to help each other. You get kind of crazy replays and all kinds of cool stuff that is just building, building, building. If you want to get like more like structured instruction, join my 5 day challenge. The Your First 5K 5 day challenge that I have coming up April 20, I think it's April 20th through the 24th, 2026. That's coming up right now. You can get that for just $1, the link below. And if you want to add on the 360 pass, which is just $250, you can add that on at checkout. If you don't want to add that on, make sure it just says $1 before you check out and you don't click that button. But if you have that 5 day challenge and the 360 pass, woo, you're gonna be so, so, so set. Like you're gonna have so much. You're gonna have prompt shop in a box to make those prompts. So you can already have that $27 offer right out the gate. You have Stan OS, which helps you set up your Stan store. You have YouTube OS, which helps you start your YouTube channel and help you all year long. You have Lovable OS, which you can build all kinds of products and sales pages, and just so much more. I won't tell you everything you have. We also do though weekly coaching calls. So we can do weekly coaching calls. You can come in, ask me a question, and I'll answer it. Now, if that sounds good to you, get that. The other thing you could get if you have more money than time, or if you don't have more money than time, but you want speed, you want like, I need this now. I need something to work for me now, and I can't wait for those Tuesday calls with Arlan to ask one question. I want to be able to ask Arlan questions 24/7. That's when you would get Authority X Pro that I just showed you. That's where you get all, I mean, people are going crazy about this, okay? And I'm not exaggerating. Like I could exaggerate, but I don't have to. Like people are just having amazing results. And you now have a monthly option. I didn't have a monthly option at first, but you have a monthly option, or you can save a bunch of money, get it for the whole year. And one thing I want you to know is that I have a special algorithm that I built within it that helps me see what the value of every session, like chat session, is for each user. It is now taken my value of what I would charge you to work with you and the market value of what you're getting, and it has averaged it out that every one session, meaning 3 back and forth conversations, maybe it's 20, but you sit down for 10 minutes or 30 or 60 minutes with it. Every one of those is worth $1,400 on average. So imagine you have one great session per week. You're talking more than $6,000 worth of help every single month. Imagine you use it even once a month. You're talking $1,400 worth of help every month. Like basically, we got on a call for a couple of hours. Imagine you use it every single day, like I do, and so many power users do. We're talking $500,000 a year in consulting. It's very, very cool. So you have these different options. You can start where you are, and then you can build. So what I would do if you have no money, go into Your First 5K, go into the classroom, and just start on the curriculum that I have in there. Use that, what I teach you there, to make some money, and then invest some of that money into the things that'll get you there faster, whether it's with me or with someone else. Okay? Hopefully this was helpful. Pass it on to somebody who could use it. Make sure you are subscribed. At least 10% of the people who watch this video will make it to this point. So say the word subscribe in the comments if you made it to the very, very, very end. And make sure you are subscribed. If you leave a comment and you subscribe, this video will get as far as possible. And that's all I ever wanted, was more people to know how to make money fast.